Hey guys, so the past couple guests that I've had on the on Frank Listens describe themselves as a libertarian. So I just wanted to take a few minutes to talk about my thoughts on libertarianism. I've written a blog about it. It's on my website, franktalksmedia.com, if you wanted to check that out. And maybe some of my views have changed, but overall it hasn't. Of course, it always depends on how you define a word. As Bill Clinton famously once said, depends on what the meaning of the word is. And it depends on how you define libertarianism. The broadest definition for libertarianism, and I always look at the broadest definition first, but the broadest definition of libertarian is someone who believes in the freedom of thought and the freedom of the individual. And I do believe in that. And most libertarians will tell you that after that there's different flavors, there's a different spectrum or an array of different libertarians. And in a sense, I've said in other videos before, in a sense I call myself a classical libertarian. But what I really identify as is a conservative. I use the term conservative because I believe we're conserving the principles that that create a free society. And yeah, that's why I consider myself a conservative. But as far as libertarians are concerned, I do believe that there is a certain I believe that there's a proper function for the government. That the function of the government is to punish those who should I go into negative rights? Punish those who violate the autonomy of others. It's a bit more complex than that, but it's basically what it is. It's the first and most important function of government. And I once again, like I said, I think it's very complex after that. The other thing that I disagree with many libertarians, not all of them look at it this way, but I think that it is essential to have virtue in order to have a free society. Many of the guests that I've had on the show would agree with that, like Matt Whitman would agree with that. We need virtuous people in order to have a free society. And you need to have a limited government as well. Those are the two things where I disagree with many of my libertarian friends. They seem to, in my opinion, they seem to think that the government is like a necessary evil, or that it is outright evil, and that's where I would part ways with them. I think that when government does its job, when government stays within certain limits, that it is an actual good thing to have. But it can grow like a cancer. Like any cancer is a cell that has become corrupted and is spreading. And so that's the problem you have when you have big government. Once again, I have a whole blog where I've listed my problems with libertarianism, and I'll probably talk about this more. And I do consider myself a libertarian in the classical sense, but it's the modern sense where I disagree with them on the role of government, the legitimacy of government, and the importance of virtue in a free society. All right, that's all I have.